Record on computer. Okay, sweet. So basically, we are showing up tonight to talk to everyone about the importance of going to Coach Summit. So I know this is something we constantly talk about, and it's easy to just like not even understand what the heck it is, right? Because if you haven't been before, it's like, what's the big deal? Why does this matter so much? Why would I spend a bunch of money to do this? And so Beth and I had such an incredible experience this year that we wanted to just take some time to explain not only what it is and what we got from it, but we really wanted you guys to see two different perspectives. So Beth is pretty much a brand new coach. She signed up in June, right? May? Okay, in May, got it. And so she's only a couple months old. It's only July 2019 right now. So she went into Summit with like fresh eyes, like newbie coach, like just learning everything, soaking everything up, just seeing this community for the first time. And me, on the other hand, I went to Summit as a 4-year-old coach. This was my 4th Coach Summit. And so I had a whole different perspective of the experience. So we kind of just wanted to share with you guys what those different experiences were. But I wanted to start by just like touching on the importance of this and the reason that me and Kels and Beth never shut up about Summit and why it's so important. So first and foremost, and I don't know if you guys have run into this yet, but entrepreneurship can be so super lonely. And there's a lot of different reasons for that. One of them, I think, is that most people just don't get it. Like most people go to work, they work a 9 to 5 that they're maybe lukewarm about. They go home, they forget about it. The pressure isn't on their back, right? They can just watch Netflix and not think about work at nighttime. And when you're an entrepreneur, like your business is life. And even when you're not working the business, you're probably thinking about the business, and other people, they don't want to talk to you about it because they don't really understand it. They can't have, an intelligent conversation around it because they're not doing the same kind of thing. And so sometimes it feels really like no one gets you. And then on top of it, we as coaches work from home. So we're like literally on our own little island, like talking to people on the internet all day, probably getting yelled at by someone telling you how MLM sucks. And it can be a very lonely feeling where you're like, wow, like literally no one gets it. And I'm just like living on my little island. So one of the reasons that it's so important to go to Summit and live events in general is because it reminds you that you are not on an island. You are not doing this alone. You are part of this huge, incredible network that are all on this mission together. And also for me, like seeing all these people gave me hope that like if this many people get it, there are other people on the internet who just aren't in this room yet who are also gonna get it. So it definitely helps heal that entrepreneurial loneliness. It's also an incredible opportunity to learn from the best of the best. So you guys are really lucky. Like everyone here is on a solid team where you have an upline who cares, who wants to mentor you, who wants to help you. But let's be real, I don't think anybody on our teams yet are 6-figure earners, let alone multiple 6-figure or 7-figure earners. But when you go to Coach Summit, they are putting only the best, most successful coaches on that team, on that stage to speak to us. And so we're learning directly from the people who are at the level that most of us would love to get to at some point. So even me, like as a 4-year-old coach, I go and I learn so much because these people are, light years ahead of me. So going and learning from the best of the best is a huge part of the value. The other cool thing about going to Summit. So when we are working at home alone all the time, and that's what we're showing on social media, other people also are going to look at us and be like, well, is this for real? Is she just like putting on a show? Like they don't really get it. But when you can show yourself connected to this network of people, show that you're at a real event that's actually super nice, show that you have friends there, that you have team there, that there's this actual real life community, it builds a lot of trust with your tribe. Like showing those social connections, showing those in-person events are going to build trust with your tribe and make them understand that this is like a real opportunity and it's not just you by yourself all the time making some crap up. And the last thing, and I think the most important thing about Coach Summit, is it really helps us build belief. So again, being at home, alone, all the time, getting yelled at by strangers on the internet, it's really easy to lose our belief, even if we had it. And maybe you haven't even gained it yet and you're already hitting those walls, right? So when you go to Summit and you see these people who are succeeding on such a high level, who are helping people get incredible health and fitness results, who are making insane money, retiring spouses, fulfilling their purpose, building dream homes, like doing all this incredible stuff, getting up on stage. It really just builds your belief in the company and also in what's possible for you. Like you start to look at those people and be like, well, they're just like normal. And if they could do it, like, why couldn't I do it? You know? So that belief piece, I think, is the biggest part. And it allows you to come home with a fire in your heart for talking to people about this and wanting to bring them into this incredible opportunity. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say about the importance of Summit. And I'm just going to dig in, and I'm going to let Beth talk first and I'll talk second. So the first question that I wanted to kind of touch on was, how did Summit compare to the expectation in your head? So I'm going to unmute you. All right, you're unmuted. So how did Coach Summit compare to the expectation you had of it in your head?
Okay, so it was kind of weird because I didn't really have like an expectation because I had no idea what it was going to be. Like I knew that we were going to go to like some conferences. I knew Rachel Hollis was going to be there, and that was like the highlight of my life because I'm like super stupid fangirl of her. But I didn't really know what like we were going to be doing and stuff, but I think I had to create an expectation that I had. It would be like, oh, you know, I'm just going to go there and there's going to be so many people that are so successful, and I'm just going to be like the newbie there. And that I was totally like, I was proven wrong because there was like 20,000 people there, and like literally, you guys, 20,000 people there. And I'm like, all these people can't possibly have been in the industry forever. Like it was just a giant community, and it was so overwhelming in a positive way. Like I was like, holy crap. Like it was overwhelming. Like there's just so much, and it was exciting and it was fun. So I guess any expectation I would have had would be like, it was totally proven wrong.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's funny because that's something Amy says a lot. Amy Silverman, our grandma coach, basically, she always says Coach Summit is for new coaches. But I think that coaches don't really get that. Like they think, oh, well, I'm new. I don't need to do that. I'll do that once I'm a year old or 2 years in the business. But literally, like the whole point of it is to cater to the belief and the, you know, fostering the education of someone who is new to the business. So did you feel like that? Did you feel like it catered to you as a newer coach in a lot of ways?
Oh my gosh, yes. Because one of the things that they do is they have like breakout sessions for your rank. So like, I felt like when I went to like these specific sessions that were for my rank, I was surrounded by people, they could have just started in May like me. So I thought that that was really cool too. And then like they were teaching things on that level versus like if you went to something that was, you know, you can't really throw everybody in a room together and teach different like things that are valuable in the, you know, in your business.
Yeah.
I liked that they separated that.
Yeah. That was awesome. All right, cool. I'm going to mute you for a moment.
Cool.
And yeah, like what Beth was saying, that was actually something new this year. So always before you just chose your breakout session tracks. So you just decided like, oh, this one looks interesting to me, or, oh, I like these people, and you would pick. But this year they separated it by your rank. So like coaches, emeralds, and rubies were together, diamonds and star diamonds together, and then 2-star and up were together. And so they were really able to tailor the education they gave us to where we were individually at in our businesses. And I thought that was really useful. Kelsey, if I unmute you, do you want to speak to that? Do you have anything to add with that?
For sure. And like you were just saying, Brett, hi, Beth. They've never done that before, at least not since I've been at Summit. And I completely agree. Like I was able to, I feel like, pay attention is not what I want to say, because even though I would pick my tracks before, sometimes I'm like, oh, this person isn't the reason why I picked this track, so I'm not going to pay attention to you.
Right.
But because I knew that everything that was being told to me was applicable to where I'm at in my business, I was like dialed in. And Britt, it's exactly like you're saying. They're not putting people up there who don't know what they're talking about. They're putting people up there that know their shit and like are literally trying to help you. They're not keeping anything a secret. They're not keeping it taboo. Like they want everyone to be successful because that just further validates our company.
Right.
So I really liked the rank track system, and I hope they keep doing that.
Me too. I think they will. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, I really, honestly, I had a bad attitude about it because Anthony and I are different ranks. So I was like, I want to be with my husband. Like, and they straight up said, we don't care if your spouse is coming with you. See this as a learning opportunity. And I was like, ouch. But it actually worked out really awesome. He doesn't care about those anyway, since he doesn't actively work his business. He cares about more of like the general session, the personal growth stuff. So he just like tapped out of that and I went to it. And it definitely was like more tailored to my needs and where I was at than if I would have picked my own track. So I really appreciated that. As far as how did Summit compare to my expectations? So I have to tell you guys, this was my 4th Summit. So obviously I know like the technical mumbo jumbo. I know what it's all about. But I had by far the best, most impactful summit of my life. And I wanted to tell you guys why. So the first reason was that I spent most of my time this year with my business coach, Josh Coates. And this is kind of a weird little backstory, but for me personally, I joined with an upline who I adored, who was a crazy dog lady, an introvert, like major homebody, and she and I just really related to each other. And we worked together for about a year, and then she stopped working her business. And so when I would go to Summit, I wasn't with my upline who I picked. I wasn't with my team who I picked. I was with Set Your Soul on Fire. And while I'm so blessed to be a part of Amy Silverman's team, that wasn't the team that I picked. That wasn't the vibe that I picked. So I always felt a little bit like an outsider in my own team. And so I was grateful to at least have that community, but it just didn't feel like my people overall. So I started working with Josh Coates in September, and he is my people, and his team are my people, and the people that he mentors are my freaking people. So going there this year and spending time with him, and also having Beth there as my personally sponsored coach, and having Kels there as someone who I've developed a real life friendship with, the extrovert who adopted me, I felt like I was truly amongst friends this year. And it really just felt so much more impactful because I felt like I was with the people I was always meant to find. And the reason I wanted to share this is because it took me 4 years, you guys. Like, it took me 4 years of going every year, kind of feeling like an outsider, kind of wishing I got more out of it. But I persisted. And this year, it finally all kind of came together and clicked for me. So I hope the message from this is like, stick it out. It doesn't always happen overnight, but it will happen if you're persistent in what you're looking for. So this year was really impactful for me because of that. Another thing that changed for me this year that made it such a great summit was I went to Josh Coates' event before Summit started, and one of the girls said, every year when I would go to Summit and I would hear the 15-star diamonds speak, I would just like check all the boxes, like, oh, I do that. Oh, I do that. Oh, I do that. And I would just validate why I also deserve to be 15-star. But the reality was I wasn't. And I thought to myself when I was listening to this woman speak, I was like, oh my God, that's me. Like, I just give myself all of the kudos. Like, you do all the things, trophy for you. So sad that you're not lucky enough to be a 15-star diamond like the girl who does the same stuff you do, right? And so I wasn't getting that much out of Summit. I was more of like using it to validate myself. So the solution that she told us was, she said, I finally went to Summit this one year and I decided it was time for change. And instead of checking off all the boxes of everything we're doing the same, I started looking at these 15-star diamonds and asking myself, what are we doing differently that she is so much more successful than me? And that was such a light bulb to me. And because I heard this before Summit, I got to go through all of Summit with that kind of focus of, okay, instead of checking off the boxes of what I am doing, let me look at her and ask what she's doing different. And sometimes that means reading between the lines. Like, sometimes that means her energy. Sometimes it means the way she talks. Sometimes it means the way she moves. Like, it could mean a lot of things that aren't just like the, tactical words that she's speaking. So I learned so much more this year because I put my freaking ego aside and decided to start looking for where I could be doing better instead of checking off the boxes of where I was already doing great. And the last thing that was really different for me this year that made it so impactful was I'm finally at a spot where I know how to rock the hell out of my business. Like, I know how to sign up all the coaches. I know how to sign up all the clients. I know how to get them, all my clients' results. I know how to run my social media. Like, I have all of the vitals down, but I now have a team of people who I am mentoring who are looking to come up to that level, who are looking to run their businesses effectively, be hitting Success Club, rank advancing, helping people get results. And so this year, instead of looking for the blind spots in my personal business, I was listening to find the blind spots for my girls' businesses so that I can help them be successful coaches and get to where I've gotten. So those were the ways in which it kind of differed from my expectations because it was just different from past coach summits. So next question. What are the top 3 things that you took away from Summit? So I'm going to unmute you, Beth. All right, you're unmuted. So what were the top 3 things that you took away from Coach Summit?
Okay, my answers are a little lengthy, so I'm sorry.
Go for it.
The first thing, the number one thing that I took away was that, it sounds like so cheesy, but I'm like, when I was there, I was like, I can make it. Yeah. Because one of the things that was so impactful for me was one of the top coaches there. She was a 10-star diamond coach. She'd only been in the business for 10 months.
Yeah.
To me, that was something where I was like, wait, it's not just the people at the top that are making all the money. Like, it's literally, I'm like, oh my God, that can be me. Like, next year I can be on that stage. Like, I can reach that goal. It's not just exclusive to people who were there at the top when the company started. Like, that was one of the main things. I was like, holy crap, it was so encouraging. I'm like, okay, it's literally just about how you work versus like how long you, like, seniority, I guess.
Absolutely.
So that was one of the coolest things that I took away. It really like pumped me up a lot. Also energized. No.
Yeah. That also helps.
I also had like a really big aha moment. So this is my second one. When I was there, I've been kind of just trying to focus on like reach Success Club and get 3 challengers and like just like the technically just here like baby steps. But like, I think one of the things that I mainly learned was if you really want to aggressively grow your business and get on that damn stage and be one of those people and be like the 1 in 20,000 ends up there, then like you have to build a team. And that was something that I was kind of like, oh, well, I knew that, but I didn't really know that. You know what I mean? Like I heard it a million times, but it wasn't something that I was like, okay, this is where my focus needs to be in order to build my business. Mm-hmm. It was like, I kind of went from like this is something where I can make it like some money and hopefully one day, I don't know how, like make a shit ton of money with, but now I'm like, no, that's how you make the money. That's how you get the stability. That's how you build a team. That's how you change the world. Absolutely. So that was my second one.
Love it.
And then this answer, I'm sorry, you guys, it's pretty long, but luckily I wrote it down. The third thing, and this is something that everybody in the entire industry will drill into you, but do every single thing every fucking day. Yes. Like just do your shit every single day, all for different reasons. Now, something that I realized that I do, and this is something that Josh Coates talks about all the time, is analysis paralysis. So like where you sit there and you just, you think about all the ways, how do I do this? And you sit there for like 3 hours research. How do I make my invites better? Instead of just fucking like putting out invites. So that was something I realized that like I do, but there's a significance to each and everything that we're asked to do every day. And it's not just because they tell you to. It's literally like affirmations are for empowerment. They're to literally remind yourself that like you have it in you to reach those goals. You are no different than anybody else. Anybody that's making it out there, you are no different than them. Writing down your daily goals, it's a reminder to not give up. And like the reason, I loved your call today, Britt. I watched it and I loved what you were saying about goals. That was awesome.
Yay.
So you guys watch that one. Go back and watch that one. Planning your day, you guys, for time management. Don't get lazy. Plan your freaking day out, because otherwise it's just going to go like everywhere and you're just not going to be able to handle your life. Use your freaking product, you guys. Britt actually had to get on me for that because I was like, oh yeah, I have this Energize at home and I have an extra one. You can have it. She's like, why do you have an extra one? And I was like, oh shit, you're right. Why do I have an extra one? Because I'm not taking it every day. And that was something where I was like, okay, I have to be doing my shit every day. Posting, you guys, people are watching you. Like people are watching you every step of the way. Post every single day. Something that I actually learned at Summit was your main post is supposed to be the one that stops the scroll, that's like aesthetically pleasing. People want to stop. And that's one where you put your important sentimental message on. But make stories of like your behind the scenes, like your real life. Like, okay, I fucked up today and this was hilarious. Look, like just show people that you're a real person. Like that's like the engagement part, but you have to stay consistent and keep posting because people are watching you, even if they're pretending like they're not interested in your existence whatsoever.
Yes.
So post every day, even if you're having the worst day, even if you're not sending out all your invites, post.
Yeah. And I have to tell you, as someone who's 4 years in the business, I have people message me who I invited like 2 years ago out of nowhere. And they're just like, I've been watching you. I'm ready now. And we're just like, how is this person even still around? Like, that's mind blowing. But that is a fact. Like, when you invite and when you post, eventually those people come back around. So you have to be a leader and be consistent in your activities.
Exactly. So like, I think I was just kind of like going through everything that we're supposed to do individually and why, but I think everybody knows why. But the thing is, you guys, like there is significance and importance and they all work together. Like one of the main things that like I realize that I need to stay more consistent on is organization. Like I know Britt uses Asana and I started using Asana too to keep track. Just I don't care how you keep track of it, but do that. And then you'll start to get that momentum and that flow. And momentum is like your ticket to success. Like once you can like start getting things rolling, like you keep saying, Britt, I keep going back to that, getting the like pushing the boulder is like the hardest part. And then once it starts rolling, that's when things start to flow a little bit more. But in order to get that rolling, you have to stay organized and like you'll eventually get a system. If you see like that you keep, starting your 10 conversations every week and inviting every week, you're going to start to notice that you never run out of people to talk to and you never run out of invites. You never run out of conversations.
Yeah.
So it's just basically everything that was, I guess, long story short, do your shit every day, do everything every day. You will not regret it. And if you skip out on doing it, you slack out, you get lazy, then you fall behind. And you really do. Like one day you'll wake up, you're like, oh shit, I haven't done this in 3 days. I have to talk to 65 people today.
Yeah.
Like, how am I going to do that? Like,
so true.
Just do your shit and keep yourself motivated. Like do your personal development. And cause that shit's where it's at too.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that. And I'm going to throw you on mute, but I love what she said about how if you are constantly filling the pipeline by doing your vitals and you're staying organized using Asana or pen and paper or whatever works for you, it doesn't really matter how you're staying organized as long as you are, you won't ever run out of people to talk to. And not only that, but there will come a point where you literally cannot talk to all the people you're talking to because of that compound effect. And I ran into that. And that's why I ended up hiring an assistant because I was like, I know I can pump out the content. I can pump out the invites. I can have all these conversations and keep up with my inboxes, but I literally don't have time to follow up with all these people because I'm beast moding so hard. And that's an amazing problem to have because guess what? When your problem is I'm talking to too many people who want to join me, you're making money and you can afford to hire an assistant. So it's pretty awesome. I know I didn't ask you to prepare anything else, but did you have a takeaway that you wanted to share?
I have a takeaway from everything that Beth just said, and it's that Summit is important because you realize that you work a freaking business.
Yes.
Like everything that Beth said, it was like, oh my gosh, this is a business. Like, you know that, but you go to Summit and then you're like, oh my, you just like the light bulb is turned on because like you said at the beginning, Britt, everything you're doing is at home in your own bubble and you're in your own head. And if you're not doing your affirmations or you're not doing your personal development, it's so easy to just be like, this is all fake and this is stupid and it's made up that I could ever be successful. And then you go to Summit and you learn all these things and you hear from all these people and you're just like, I can do this.
This is real.
Yeah. So I love, Beth, that you made all those realizations because what it really means is you recognize the fact and you legitimize the fact that this is a business.
Yeah, you're a CEO, not an employee. Like you've already stepped into that.
And that's a hard thing to do unless you experience live events and you recognize the fact that there are other people that have made this successful. Just like you said, it doesn't matter who you are or where you came from or what phase of life you're in. Everybody's there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
love it.
Yeah.
I know for me, like I was 2 years into my business and I was in a diamond push group with Raina Odell. And I remember at some point she was like, you guys realize you run a business, right? And she said it just like that. And something clicked where I was like, oh my God, I run a business. Like you say the words all the time and you know it, but I always felt like you know, when I signed up, I felt like my upline's employee. Like, oh, I just do what she says and then I make some money, right? And then when she disappeared, then I was like, oh, I'm Beachbody's employee and I just do what they say and then they give me money. And then when she said it, she's like, you own a freaking business. And I was like, holy shit, I own a business. Like, I should probably stop thinking like someone's employee and stop looking to everyone else to give me the answers and start finding my own freaking answers for my own freaking business, because that's literally what it is.
Yeah. Okay, I have to jump off because I have my team call.
No problem.
But, thank you for doing this, and this is amazing. And everyone that's rewatching this recording, this is gold.
For sure. I'll show you the recording when it's up if I figure out how to get it up.
Please do. Okay, bye.
Awesome. Later, girl. Okay, so for me, for my top 3 takeaways, and I'll keep them pretty short and sweet, but the first thing that I took away was quality over quantity. So I've gone back and forth with this all throughout the years where I'm doing like, I'm digging deep, I'm forming people, I'm building that relationship before I'm like onboarding them. And then I would burn myself out doing that because I'm an introvert. So then I'd be like, screw it, I'm just going to send generic stuff to the masses and hope for the best. And I kind of just like roller coaster with those two things over time. But I feel like this time really solidified that balance. I feel like I really understand now that balance between I'm talking to enough people to run a successful business, but I'm also not talking to so many people that I don't know who the heck they are, and I'm not able to keep it personal, you know? So that was one of the things I took away. The second thing I took away revolved around building a story brand. So I'm pretty good at posting my story on social media, but when I was listening to other people talk about their examples of great posts, one thing I realized that was missing from mine really was the emotion of how I used to feel. So I'm really good at talking about the facts of what I went through. I'm really good at talking about the facts of where I am now and how I feel now. But what I was leaving out was how I used to feel when I was stuck in that place with autoimmune disease or going through body dysmorphia or dealing with losses in our family or whatever. Like, I wasn't digging into the uncomfortable emotions of how I used to feel before I became a coach. So that was something I realized I needed to incorporate more in order for my transformations to really resonate with people. And the last thing that I really took away from Summit was that I need to do a better job at plugging into my why. So I'm so focused on every day, like showing up, getting my to-do list done, making sure I'm supporting my girls, because my team really is the why right now. Like, I so desperately want to make sure my girls are making an impact and making money and, you know, moving forward. But sometimes I forget to really focus on my own why and the fact that I care about my health. That was why I started this, because I wanted to be healthy. I wanted my insides to be healthy. So I need to make that front and center. And also, I ultimately want to retire my husband and start a dog rescue. And it's not that I had lost sight of that, but sometimes that goal feels so far away that focusing on it was almost a little demoralizing. So I would plug out of it. But I realized by going to Summit that I need to keep that front and center, because that's where my enthusiasm and my courage comes from, is knowing what I'm working towards. So those are my 3 main takeaways from Summit this year. And I think for time's sake, because I know you have a baby, I'm going to scooch to the last question, which is, was Summit worth your time and money investment? Or if yes, why was it worth it? Or if no, what would you do differently next time to make sure that it is worth it? How do I unmute you now? Let me see here. Can you unmute yourself? Can you see that?
Is that better?
There you go. Okay. Now that there's like less people on, for some reason it like wasn't as convenient to unmute you myself. Weird. Yeah. So anyway, was Summit worth your time and money investment? If yes, why? If no, what would you do next time to make sure that it is?
I mean, I think we all know the answer. Yes, absolutely. I will never not go to Summit. I will never not go. I've already bought my ticket for next year.
Yay.
Like, it was so impactful for me, and it was something that like it completely changed my perspective on everything. Like, it changed my perspective on Beachbody. It changed my perspective on, like you guys were saying, like, oh shit, this is a business.
Go figure.
and one more thing too was that I made friends. So obviously Kelsey, she was just on the call. I met her. We got to have dinner with her. That was freaking amazing. And I think, Britt, you meet up with her every year, right?
Yes.
at Summit. So like you
meet
meet
for our Success Club trip. So I see her at least twice a year.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so rad. Like you make friends. Like I talked to this one girl literally on my layover flight. I sat next to another coach. She was from England.
Okay.
And we literally just like, I saw her shake her and I just started like talking to her, and she turned out to be like one of the coolest people I'd ever met. And we talked
What was her name?
Joe.
Okay.
Yeah. She was so freaking cool. And she even like made a story about like me, and she was like, I'm a cool coach. And like, so like I keep in touch with her now. She's like my friend. And now like, I look forward to next year. Oh my gosh, I get to see Joe, you know? And so you build relationships with people. And also like, I'm really stoked too, to like bring a team. Like really, really, really want to bring a team, and I want other people to come. And like, there's not really very many like alternative girls there or goth girls. So like everybody in this freaking group, we need to get freaky, like not like that. Like, we need to get like, I mean, with enough tequila. No, just kidding. No, I mean like we need to get like all decked out and go, because like we can freaking take over Summit and be the most badass chicks there. But like, it would be so freaking rad to have the whole team there. I would just love that. I just think
that's awesome. I love it. Yeah, and the cool thing about meeting friends there too is like, it's one thing to be plugged into your upline or into your like, you know, your upline's team. But at the end of the day, it's a different feeling when you find people on your own who are your people. And then especially if they're at your level, like, because you can partner up with them. Like you can say, hey, let's be accountability buddies. Let's be success partners. Let's run a group together. Let's swap team calls because we both only have 2 people on our team and won't judge each other. You know, to like link up with people, because it's great having a mentor, but you and I are at really different spots in our business. Yeah. So if you can find other people who are just learning but actively working, like that's someone who can elevate you and you can elevate them as well.
Exactly. It's just everything. You guys go, please go. Just, you won't regret it for a second. Like it's worth every penny. I would pay. It was amazing.
That's awesome. Sweet. Okay. I'm going to throw you on mute because I finally figured it out. And I also totally agree with what Beth said about like bringing our own team. So that's been one of my goals for a couple of years now, is having my team there with me instead of being there as part of my uplines team. So having Beth there was literally like the first what do they call it? Incarnation or incantation was the word of my dream. And it was just so cool to have that moment. And I've always had this vision in my head because honestly, like our upline team with Amy Silverman is very like beachy, boho, flowy dresses, long blonde mermaid hair. And the thing I love about it is when you go to Summit, you can literally see somebody and be like, oh, that's Amy's coach. Like they don't even need to be with Amy. You just see the person and you know that it's someone on Amy's team. And so I always dreamt of that with Team Diesel and Daisies, like having such a name for ourselves and building such a badass girl gang that we don't even have to all be together at Summit. Someone can just see the girl with the blue hair and the Kill Star dress and the platform boots and the fishnets and be like, oh, that's gotta be Team Diesel and Daisies. Like they're just gonna know because we're all gonna be the same kind of weird. So I can't wait to be that obnoxious group of people where we just all look funky and we're just loud and annoying and just doing our thing and having a great time. So I definitely agree with that. I'm so excited to just watch that vision come to life as the years progress. And for me, obviously going to Summit was worth it. It was actually more worth it this year than it's ever been before. And I'm going to tell you the reasons why. Number one, energy. So for me as an introvert, I'm perfectly happy to stay at home all the time and just type away on my computer. But when I do that long enough, my energy dumps. Like day by day, I'm just like, ugh, I feel like a zombie. And when I feel like a zombie and I show up to my conversations like a zombie, guess who wants to join me? Nobody wants to join an unenergetic zombie. So when you go to these live events and you get that energy from everybody else, it is so much easier to show up to your conversations with enthusiasm and be the kind of person that people want to join. So that was the first thing I got out of it, was energy. The second thing I got out of it was hope. So that's another thing in this business. When you are sitting at home alone, you're working your booty off, maybe you haven't reached your goals, something feels like it's taking forever, maybe you took a couple steps backwards, some rock star quit on you, who knows? Things happen, right? And it's easy to feel like, wow, like I thought I could do this, but now I'm second guessing myself. And now I'm not sure if I have what it takes. And now I'm not sure if I'm willing to do the work it's going to take. And going to Summit constantly just reinvigorates me with hope. It reminds me of what's possible, and it reminds me that it's possible for me, and it allows me to come home ready to show up again and work towards my goals. It just like re-energizes me because I know that I can do this. And the last thing that it does is it gives me a lot of pride to be a part of this company. So again, when you're on the internet all the time, there's some nasty people, and people will say things about network marketing or MLM, and it's really easy to question yourself and be like, why am I doing this? Is there something I don't know? Am I in the wrong here? But when you go to Summit and you not just see the successful coaches, but when you hear from corporate and you see the corporate people talking about what we represent, our mission, what we're working towards together, the amazing new products they're releasing, which are always because they've listened to us coaches about what we're wanting. I leave there every single year with such a deep sense of pride to be a part of Team Beachbody. Like, I literally think this company is the shit. I believe so deeply in them and their product development and their belief in the coaching network. And I just come home proud to share what we do with other people and proud to offer an opportunity to link up with this company to other people, because this company has such high integrity and morals and love for people. Like, it's just unbelievable. So absolutely worth every freaking dime because of coming home feeling so much more energetic, so much more hopeful, and like I'm partnered with the best company in the freaking world. So with all that said, I want to let you guys know, Coach Summit tickets, they go up in price over time, just so you know. Like, every couple months, they're going to raise the price, and they'll end up being like $300 at the door. So right now, I believe the cost is $145. And so I want to make you guys a deal. If I'm going to post this to YouTube, so that might take me some time. So tomorrow, July 24th. If you purchase your Summit ticket on or before tomorrow, so let's say tomorrow, 8 p.m. PST, purchase your ticket, shoot me a screenshot of your confirmation, and I will extend my offer to buy you guys a baby bat lipstick for joining us at Summit next year. But again, you have to take the initiative. Go to coachsummit.com, score your ticket, shoot me your screenshot. And this is for any of my personally sponsored coaches and anyone in the Team Diesel and Daisies downline. So you don't have to be my coach. You could be my coach's coach, or even further down the downline. I want to extend this to all of you because we are a team. We are on this mission together. Beth and I want you there with us. Regardless of who your upline coach is, we want to hang, we want to have a great time and learn and progress together. So I'm extending that tomorrow, July 24th, 8 p.m. PST. Shoot me your screenshot of your confirmation, and I will shoot you a baby bat lipstick, which is like my favorite vegan, cruelty-free cosmetic line. So that was my little spiel. Beth, did you have anything else to add, or are you good? Okay, sweet. Then I'm going to end this. I'm going to actually stop recording, and hopefully it doesn't like spontaneously